I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes.
Okay. So one of you can take the lead and start reading from here. A waste of time.
Okay, Bikash, I'll start.
Sure.
Okay. A waste of time. Being under the authority of someone else often feels like waiting, but don't let waiting turn into passivity. Get out of the rut of passivity. Think differently. If you are in a season of waiting, what can you learn now that you only can learn from the seat you're in? Where can you cultivate influence with those around you to learn how to serve them better? What new skill can you learn that you could only learn while you're in the position that you're in? What in the way of your team's what's in the way of your team's accomplishing more? What can you do to remove that obstacle? When Moses was in Pharaoh's house, it wasn't a waste of time. He was becoming acquainted with what those in Pharaoh's house tick. He was building influence with his Hebrew brothers and sisters, and he would eventually use all of this to free God's people. When Joseph was in Pot- Potiphar's house and in prison, those days weren't a waste of time. He was learning to problem solve in ways he would use in an even greater context under Pharaoh. He was cultivating influence with those around him, those he would eventually lead. When David was under Saul's leadership, that wasn't a waste of time. He was learning how to create an oasis of excellence with the military that he was in charge of. He was building relationships with those around him, not simply to be in charge of them, but to learn how to lead them well. My good friend Tim Cooper has his line that pops into my head all the time. You will never passively find what you do not actively pursue. You're not going to bump into leadership or wait your way into it. Don't let the feeling of having little control beat you. Find a way to initiate by choosing, planning, and responding to reject passivity. Make use of the time God has given you because what you're doing now matters greatly.
Wow. This line is super, actually, very, very important. Make use of the time that God has given you because what you are doing now matters greatly. Matters for my current reality and also my future reality.
I think that is literally for me a message from the divine.
Yeah, for all of us, actually, everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
So
I
it
feel
is.
literally like it is directed, squarely at me.
Yeah, and one thing actually we need to understand and we need to be mindful about it. It
Mhm.
is not that doing just anything will suffice. Doing the right thing matters the most.
Yes.
Many a times, actually, if we observe, we are doing something or other, but are they having that importance for which God has given us the time? Are they directing us towards our purpose or not? If not, then we need to stop and do more of microjournaling and come to the alignment quickly.
Right. Yes.
And this line also very related and sounding
Mm.
relevant. You will
You'll
never
never possibly find, yes,
find what you do not actively
active
pursue.
focus. Yeah.
What do you
Very
mean by
powerful.
actively pursue?
That means you cannot, just sitting quietly, it's not
Hmm.
like it'll fall into your lap. You have to actively work for it. You'll have to
Hmm.
actively pursue it, whether it is in physical action or in mental calculations or whatever it is, planning. You have to actively pursue
So
what
one
you
more
want.
meaning to it is actively pursue means like with 100% of my heart and soul, I need to put the effort. Whenever
Mm,
I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I decide whether to do or not. Once I decide to do, I need to put my complete heart and
you,
soul to that. It's not like
you
I
know,
am doing this for the sake of doing and then I am thinking of something else. I'm not putting 100% of my attention, and that will not give the result, the best result, and also that is going to not only give the best result but also it is making us fall into a crucial vicious circle of not remaining in present. Means we are cultivating a habit of how to not remain in present automatically if we are not actively pursuing what we have decided to pursue. So many times
mm,
actually you can reject. No, I will not do that. Do this particular thing, or I will not do this particular thing at this moment of time. But if we are choosing to do it, then I will 100% put my heart and soul to it. Actively pursue. That is called actively. See here it is also kept in bold.
yeah.
Actively pursue. It is not that we are pursuing. We are actively pursuing. So the meaning actually has a greater message.
In fact, it reminds me of a daily warrior mindset
Hmm.
affirmations where whatever I do, I will do it 100%.
With 100%, yes. So that's what actually is indicating here also. So it's a reminder to do the things in the right attitude, with the right attitude. That is very important. So part three, we are now going to start the part three, that is challenging authority. So Suman, you want to take over or shall I start?
Gigi, I will. I will.
Yeah.
Chapter 8, Challenging Up. Have you done yours? This was a question my parents asked me every day when I was a kid, and I hated it. My dad came up with it. He had some pretty strong beliefs about the value of studying. Every night, Sunday through Thursday, whether schoolwork was due or not, each of us had to sit at the desk in our respective bedroom and engage in an hour's. Vikashi, can you make the font little bigger?
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, yeah, fine, fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
Okay.
Every night, Sunday through Thursday, whether schoolwork was due or not, each of us had to sit at the desk in our respective bedroom and engage in an hour's worth of studying, reading, or homework. As I look back now, this strikes me as one of those ideas that parents employ in a moment of frustration but rarely follow through with. Not my dad. He was committed to it. Every night, and I mean every night, homework or not, we would sit at our desks for one solid hour. Though each of us had our own room, our house was not large. My room was adjacent to my younger sister's room, and the wall we shared became an instrument for us to practice our own variation of Morse code. After years of perfecting our own tapping language, we decided enough was enough. We needed a better system of communication, and so we did what any pre pubescent teenager would in that situation. Like Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption, we used our primitive tools, pen, rulers, and scissors, to cut a fist sized hole through the dry wall, effectively connecting my room with my sister's room. It was brilliant. The drive-through at the bank had a similar system, so we were convinced this remodel of the wall was adding to our home value. Quietly, covertly, and in unison, we dug out that hole. Unfortunately, we were not able to keep it quiet enough, and the sounds of our unauthorized construction project alerted my dad. He was not as excited about our improvement to the wall. I have seen him mad from time to time, but I don't remember him getting quite that hot before. In my mind, it seemed like such a small matter, but he was furious. Now that I am a homeowner myself and have experienced the frustration when my kids damage the property I am responsible for, I understand his emotional state. But at that time, his anger befuddled me. What was he not getting? How could he not see that this was making our house better, more efficient? We had essentially just proved our brilliance and worth to him. In my mind, I was making our home better. I had found a problem and had come up with a solution to fix and improve it. Of course, I had no concept of ventilation or HVAC systems or electrical wiring, and I certainly knew nothing about property damage. I just saw an opportunity, an area that needed improvement, and I did what was needed to make that happen.
Yes, thank you, Sumanji. It's really nice experience that he has said from his past. Actually, how we see that also creates our perception. As a child, he is unable to see what a parent has perspective for the house because he is responsible for the property and he is responsible if there is some problem comes because of the whole many things. So his dad's furious was perfect from his point of view, but as a child, he was having a very different perspective altogether. And he was thinking that I should be actually getting what is that praise from my father for making my house even better. So, like there is saying that how we should put the shoe of the other person to see the things so that we can manage our emotions in the right manner. Means a balanced emotion will come if the father would have tried to see the son's point of view, and the son also would have tried to see or at least ask what is the consequence and how it is impacting and all those. Then, as a son, also he could have understood even better what is his point of view. So, this is nice actually. But what he saw is, I just saw an opportunity, an area that needed improvement. And I did what was needed to make that happen without taking the permission. Right. So the next section is challenged to challenge. The instinct to do what needs to be done is an essential aspect of leadership. Wow. The instinct to do what needs to be done is an essential aspect of leadership. Now, what it says, while the way I went about making the changes I felt needed to be made was not the greatest. It's usually best to get permission if you do not own something. Yeah, permission. That desire was not wrong. Leaders see problem. They see things that are not working, and they come up with a solution. Leaders make a way when others cannot find a way. This is another great trait of leaders. They make a way when others cannot find a way. They just don't see the way, they make a way. Leaders look at what is, see what could be, and organize others to move towards the preferred future. Wow. So leaders look at what is, okay, what is the reality, they look. Then they see what it could be, the potential, the future potential of that particular thing, and then organize others to move towards the preferred future. So they lead others and make them move towards the intended future. Leaders are not rabble rousers, but they will challenge the status quo. They are not okay with this. They are not okay with this is the way we have always done it. Yeah, this is correct actually, but many a times we find people falling in this category. They think the conventional way and they think that okay, if this is working from a long time and this is the way it has been done from a long time, then why not continue that? Which is not right actually. They refuse to accept mediocrity. Leaders are not content to sit on the sidelines managing a system that is yielding solid results when there are potential changes pregnant with greater results. I say this because if you are bewildered or mystified by your boss comfort with the way things are going, I want you to know that there is not something wrong with you. You have the instincts of a leader. You may be feeling the weight of what God has put in you, the desire to effect change and improve what is not working. Leadership can feel like a burden. I am sure you have had moments where you would rather not feel the pressure of what could be, when you wish you could just turn off the drive for more, better, faster, or stronger. But when it's in you, it is in you. And if it were not in you, you probably would not be reading this book. Very nice line. But when it's not in you, it is in you. And if it were not in you, you probably would not be reading this book. Without challenge, we do not change. Wow. So we need to challenge ourselves if we want to change. Being in the comfort zone, has anyone ever changed? No. We have to challenge our comfort zone. We have to challenge the status quo that we are currently maintaining or leading, and challenge that so that we can see beyond what is possible. I don't know the specifics of your situation, but I know that something in your church or organization needs to change. Perhaps God has put that desire in you and has put in your organization because it needs that change. But in order to see that change happen, you are going to have to challenge, and you are going to have to challenge well. Not only challenge, but challenge well. And what is challenging well? That we need to ask. Contextual, but it is very important. In order to see the change happen, you are going to have to challenge, and you are going to have to challenge well. As the author of the Leadership Challenge put it, leaders must be agents of change. It's motivating, freeing, confirming, and challenging all at the same time. But just knowing that does not mean it's any easier. But just knowing that doesn't mean it's any easier to determine how to do it in your organization. So this chapter is about how you do this. It's practically how you do this. This is what this chapter is going to reveal. It's about the leader's responsibility to challenge well. Very, very important. We are not challenging ourselves nor the systems which are kind of proven, but it is conventional now. Once we challenge, then we can change for a good. Tomorrow we are going to start the new section, free agency. Thank you all, and just share. If you want to share anything, you can share. Otherwise, you can share also in the group, your main tackle, whichever is preferred to you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, JMST. Bye.
Thank you, Bikashi. Thank you, Rameshji.
Bye.
Bye bye.